Hello, how's everybody doing here? It's great to be back in Iowa. It's also great to have weather I can wear the vest today.
Welcome to paradise.
Well, thank you. It's great to be back. Thank you so much, Bob, for inviting me here and for organizing this event and this tour of the state of Iowa. I'll be traveling around with the group today, and I look forward to getting out there and speaking to the people of Iowa about how important this election is. I know everyone properly is focused on, we have obviously some very important congressional races here in Iowa. All four of them are very competitive. Obviously, Iowa is a swing state in the presidential election, vitally important for the future of our country. But this race, this retention election for Justice Wiggins is also vitally important. We need to, if you look at the problems that confront us in Washington, D.C. and around this country, there's probably no greater problem out there when it comes to people's liberty than judicial activism. The courts usurping their proper role in the checks and balances that our founders established in our Constitution. It's very simple to understand what the role of the courts is as far as the power that was given them, the authority that were granted by our founders in the Constitution. They were very clear, the founders were very clear that the court's role was limited. How do we know this? Well, read the Constitution. What's Article 1? Well, Article 1 is obviously put first because it was the most important of the three branches of government. And that would be the Congress of the United States. And read it. It has extensive powers. Extensive powers where the federal government has powers, the Congress is the principal holder of those powers. Second is Article 2. That's the president. You read that article, much shorter than Article 1. And that article talks about national security, talks about foreign policy. That's where the president's power is. Third was the judicial branch. A very small, I might add, article. A very small article that established one court. And that is the United States Supreme Court. So our founders understood that the role of the court was not to be the one that was preeminent. And the same was true in the states. The same is true in the states, that the courts were to be there as an arbiter between the two branches and between private citizens and businesses. They were not to be the ones to direct and set policy. Well, that has changed over time, both on the federal level and on the state level. And it is a threat to liberty. It is a threat to our republic. And we see the consequences here in Iowa. You had seven individuals decide to change the entire fabric of the state of Iowa. The entire moral fabric of the state of Iowa by changing the law. Could have said many things. They could have found a lot of things that said, well, there were problems here or there, but no, they changed the law. They instituted a new law, which is what they're supposed to do up here at the Capitol building, not over there at the Supreme Court. Our constitutions are vitally important documents, both in the federal as well as the state level. Constitutions recognize rights that are given to us by God and are there to protect us. There to protect us from our government. The Constitution is vitally important for all of us and our liberty. But our founders just didn't rely on the Constitution to protect us and to keep us free. They understood that a piece of paper alone was not going to be able to keep us free. They also talked a lot about the importance of virtue, the importance of self-restraint. The greatest threat to freedom is unrestrained freedom. And so self-restraint was vitally important. Virtue was vitally important. And the great teacher of virtue, of course, is faith. And so faith and virtue were essential for freedom, as much as the documents that were crafted by our founders both here in Iowa and across the country. The irony of a group of judges taking the one bulwark of freedom, the Constitution, to use it to destroy the second bulwark of freedom, virtue, is truly a corrupt act. The people of Iowa have an opportunity to say no. We are no longer going to stand by and let the elites who believe they know best how to write the laws and change the Constitution run roughshod over the rights of the people. You have an opportunity here in Iowa to continue what you did 2 years ago, and you struck a blow. But now you have an opportunity to maybe even tip the balance with a fourth justice. So you have 4 new judges on the court, and an opportunity maybe even to reverse this horrific decision that was handed down. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't come here for any reason other than to encourage the people of Iowa to do what you do so well, that I'm a witness of, and that is speak loudly to the country. People pay a lot of attention to what the people of Iowa do politically, and you have an opportunity in this election, obviously, to speak loudly when it comes to the presidential race, speak loudly when it comes to the 4 key congressional races that are in this state, but also speak very loudly about what the heartland of America holds dear. And they hold dear to a Constitution that was there to protect your freedoms. They don't want judges using that Constitution to undermine the virtue and values that also protect your freedom. Please go out. Work hard. People of faith and no faith, even if you don't agree with my position on the issue of marriage, understand the danger that allowing judges to determine what the law of the land is, running roughshod over the Constitution, the laws of the state, is a danger to people on both sides of the aisle. There is as much a chance for conservative judicial activism as there is for liberal judicial activism. And we need to stand tall and say, we need to put the courts back in the position that our founders understood was proper in a republic. Ladies and gentlemen, please go out and work hard to let Iowa speak, and speak loudly for freedom, for virtue, and for the proper role of the judiciary. Thank you. God bless.